Hey guys. Yeah, sorry we're a little bit late. We had a few technical difficulties, didn't we? Let me come around this side. Yeah, we had a little bit of problems with some of the technology that we use. Unfortunately, it can be a little bit temperamental, and we want to make sure that we're obviously streaming live for you guys here today, and we're going to also pre-record it and upload a proper video. Now I'm completely out of the way. That's good. Let me go over here. Maybe you can come in a little bit closer, Sinead, because what we're gonna do, hey guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start today's live stream by answering a few questions. So if you have anything you'd like to ask Sinead, you can go right ahead. So I don't know, you're not gonna see me, but you don't need to see me because you're gonna ask Sinead. I'm gonna sit over here so I can operate the iPad and read the questions. Hey Jeremy, what's up, brother? Hope you're well, man. Yeah. So this lady needs no introduction. But we probably should ask, why are you always so pissed off?
It's just my face. It's just my face and how it is. And apparently lots of people find that offensive, but apparently it's a problem that I have to deal with in my own way.
Yeah. Look, I guess for you guys sitting at home watching it, and for me actually cutting Sinead's hair, it's quite easy. But when you're actually the model having your hair done, sometimes it's like, well, what do I say? Do I talk? Do I not? So I think you guys have got a bit of an unfair perception of Sinead, because she's actually really lovely. Yeah, she's actually one of my really good friends. So I'm going to have a chat about what we're going to do today. So I'm going to spin her around. You guys can see how long her hair is at the moment. She's got a lot. Sinead has obviously been on a very, very adventurous, intense hair transformation. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but you could probably find it. How long ago was it, Sinead? It was probably was it a year ago?
It was almost a year and a half ago now, I think.
So a year and a half ago, Sinead was obviously brunette down to about here. Then Michelle and I cut her hair off into a blonde bob. You can watch that video too. And then we've started sort of playing around with variations of bobs. And we've progressively got shorter and shorter and shorter. And today we're going to try Pixie cut.
Yeah.
So again, I think this is probably going to be the last one. But you sort of, I guess when you've come this far, you've got to try it.
Yeah, just once, one time.
You have to try it.
And then that's it.
And that's it.
No more.
And then we're done.
No more.
So if you look on Sinead's IG, she actually acquired a long blonde wig from somewhere, which looked amazing. So staying blonde is something she should do for the rest of her life. But I guess what the point I want to make is it's really important, and Sinead would attest to the fact that by her being adventurous and open with her hair, it's actually opened doors, not just as a model, but it's sort of like developed a personality, it's built confidence, it's sort of got the attention of people who may have not noticed before, whether it be employment, whether it be, you do dancing and things like that and modelling. Since I cut her hair off, she's probably one of the hottest hair models in Australia. She gets, she probably needs a full-time agent. You've done 4 national campaigns for major brands now, which is huge. Sinead's featured in every one but one of my collections in the last 4 years. And she gets contacted by hairdressers all around the world to model for them. So it's not, I think it's not always something that's just for young, beautiful women. I think that women of all ages can be adventurous with their hair and experience what that's like. It's like trying, different clothes or buying a new pair of shoes. The thing is with hair is it grows back and you can change it, and if you have a good stylist that's looking after you, you can try different things. And today we're going to go short one last time, and then it's time to grow it.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't reckon you'll grow it. I don't reckon you'll grow it. She'll love it so much she'll never grow it. So let's, we haven't started recording the pre-recorded stuff yet, so we're going to keep you guys there live. but I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what we're going to do today. So I spin Sinead around. So essentially where it's going to be the most different for Sinead, she's had it pretty short before, and there was a previous video that I did, which we filmed this way as well, which was, some people said that wasn't a pixie cut, but for me it was. It's all about having a longer length and a better balance in the hair. The biggest change she's going to notice today is she's going to be able to see her ears. So her ears are going to be exposed. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she's actually got a really cool tattoo on here, which is cool. So that'll be where it's the most different, is through this area here. She's had it very short in the back. This is not going to be very short, and we're going to keep it long in the front. So where it's going to be noticeably shorter is just through this area here and all the way through, which is where you sort of get that sort of pixie look, because we need this to be coming down through over the ear there, which I think could be really cool. So we're going to get started. So you guys are going to have to stay there, because now we're actually going to do the pre-recorded stuff. So this is pretty cool for you. You get to see actually how it's done. And then obviously take Sinead to the basin. We're going to give her a nice shampoo, and we'll get started. Make sure you're in the middle there. Yeah. Are you in the middle? Yeah. Yeah. Back far enough. Just let me see. Make sure you spin you around. Yeah, getting behind like this. Yeah. People can see. And then the other way. Yeah. Cool. Any last questions before we start? Because unfortunately, once I start filming, we won't be able to interact with you guys anymore. Okay, so this should take about an hour. Hi everyone who's saying hi. You've seen how long her hair is. Hi Kim. Hi Raquel. Are you buzzing the sides, or is it mostly scissor work? Maybe you should ask Sinead, are we going to buzz the sides? Who knows? I don't think so. What shampoo are we using? I'm a massive fan of Biolarge Raw. It's a really great product, so we'll be using Raw today. Probably the colour shampoo and conditioner in Biolarge Raw. Hello Latvia, hope you're well. Everyone should be excited. I'm excited. Is a bun possible with a current hairstyle? Can you put your hair up? Watch. Yeah, I guess it is. Ish. Any tips for people with frizzy hair? Don't lighten it like Sinead's. No. Sinead's your dad English? Yeah. So your dad's English, mum's Chinese? Yeah. So she has like really unique hair, because although it's strong like Asian hair, it's not thick and coarse. So she's sort of got an advantage in that respect. Yeah, would never use any sort of harsh lightening products on frizzy hair. Try and keep it as natural as you can. Well, there you go, Jessica. You can see, you can put that up. Hello, South Jersey Shore. I hope you're doing well today. And yeah, we're going to get started. So I'm just going to go live on Instagram as well. And then we're going to go over to the basin. Actually, I might go live on Instagram once we actually start the haircut. Okay. We might just do something on my story. How about that? If it wants to open. Look, Apple, when I touch the app, it does not work. Fuck. Mamma mia. There we go, now it's decided to work.
Or has it?
You jinxed it, no you didn't. Here we go. Oh, you're already live.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. Today is a huge day. Look who's in the salon. Sinead Carpenter. And guess what we're doing today? Short hair, don't care. The shortest hair she's ever done. Stay tuned. We're going to go live, and if you want to watch the whole thing in widescreen, go to YouTube and watch a live feed. Bye.
Hello everyone in my live feed. We're we're going to go and I'm going to come back?
No, first we got to do the intro.
We're going to do an intro?
Yeah, so what we're going to do first is we might just turn this that way a little bit so we're in the frame. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another instalment of HairTube. This lady needs no introduction, the beautiful Sinead Carpenter, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Welcome to the salon today, Sinead. First we're going to address an issue that has been plaguing us over the last 12 months. Everyone thinks she's a grump.
I'm a little bit of a grump.
She's actually not. I think have to admire Sinead. She's probably put more trust in me than any female I know when it comes to their hair, because I remember when I cut her hair from being a long brunette to a short bob, and then we made it blonde. That is probably, I don't know, unless you shaved your head, that's probably close to the most dramatic transformation you could ever do. Going from long and like black brunette to short and blonde is massive. So at times when we're doing her hair, I think she's sort of just sitting there, like just being calm or whatever, which means sometimes she can look a little bit surly, but she's not. So you can see she's all smiles. So today is a very special day. Sinead's decided to cut her hair into a pixie. How many months ago was it now? We went pretty sure it was probably 5 months ago. Was it January? Summertime we cut it into what I would call a long pixie cut. A lot of you guys said, hey, that's not a pixie cut, but for me it still is. It's all about shape and silhouette, so it's just that it was actually a longer version. But today we're actually going above the ears, and we're going to do something really short and fun. And then Sinead reckons she's going to grow her hair again. No, she won't grow her hair. Once she's cut it off, she'll love it so much she'll keep it short forever. So we're going to get started. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go. You guys stay right there. We'll be back. We're going over to the wash basin. Let's go. Actually, no. You guys can come to the basin too. Sinead, take him to the basin. Let's go.
Which one?
Yeah, just the first one. Jump in here. So, I don't think I've ever done this before, where I've actually, well, I've shampooed hair before, but actually done the feed at the basin. That's pretty cool. That's a cool idea.
Good arm workout.
So today we are using the incredible Biolage Raw. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And on our beautiful Takara Belmont basins, it's all automatic. That's a bit too far because you're only little. Head back, 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 back.
Is that good?
Yeah. Adam Ciaccia doing a shampoo. Look out. It's where it all begins, people. It all begins by making people feel comfortable. We're in the basin. So the first shampoo we're going to do is we're going to use the Uplift shampoo in the Biolage Raw, just because it tends to be a little bit more cleansing and sort of resets a little bit. Sinead's had a big night out on the town, so...
Yeah.
See, you could be bald, Jake reckons, and look great. I agree, Jake. I agree.
I don't agree. I've been bald once.
Did you?
Fake bald. With a bald cap.
Oh,
So
did you?
yeah,
That would have looked cool.
No, it didn't.
Didn't it?
It looked baby-esque.
So this is now the third shampoo. So what I do in the first one is I literally just run it over the hair. It just breaks down that surface tension. When did you shampoo your hair last? Actually, don't tell them, they might get scared. It was probably a week ago.
Yeah.
Yuck.
It's not yuck. It's good for the hair.
It's true. But when you use a great product like Raw by Biolage, you can shampoo quite often. Especially if you're active and not have to worry about any damage to the hair. So I've just done 2 uplift shampoos. Now I've done a color care shampoo, and I'm gonna get the amazing shampoo that is Bra Soft Total Results, which is a product by Matrix. Seeing we're at the basin, we like to keep those blondes looking sparkly. That's not the shampoo. That is conditioner. Dude. Bra Soft. Looks like that. This does not clean the scalp. This is just for the color. It'll just get rid of those yellow tones. Wow, that's amazing. Color care. In the interest of time, normally I'd massage scalps, but in the interest of time, have I ever massaged your scalp, Sinead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it good or?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yes.
Pretty good.
See? Oh, pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I got a bit ahead of myself then. I thought you were going to say it was incredible.
Incredible.
So those of you who have Instagram accounts, make sure you head over to follow Sinead on Instagram. And if you're not following me, give me a follow too.
Is this a good look?
This is like the nun look. Go, 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 go.
This down. Which one was this one? Boop.
That's fine.
Is that good?
Yeah. Audio is fine on that.
Cool. You didn't plug the little microphone.
Yeah, it's all right.
Hello,
Test,
everyone.
test,
We're back.
1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. Jump in here. It's like a jacket. Like a straight jacket. It's not really, you know. I put all my angels in white. See you later. Jump in. Alright, where's my magic water? Everyone knows what that is. It's the one and only. This is the magic water. This is my pre-cutting solution. I use it every time. Yep. I certainly am. We can stop this actually. Alright, so we're back from the basin and we're just going to give it a little comb out, and as I always do, we're going to pre-dry the hair a little bit. Because we're making quite a dramatic change to the length of Sinead's hair, what's something that I do when I'm making big changes in length is I actually do cut it wet, whereas most of the time I'm cutting hair dry, and from the last few videos you guys have watched me do, you would have seen that already, so just going to pre-dry it a little bit. For those of you who've been asking, I'm going to show you the scissors that I have I'm using today. You can head on over to my website and grab yourself a pair if you like. This is them here. These are by Excellent Edges. It's an Australian company. They make incredible handmade scissors. This particular scissor is an an Edges Premium. So they're in the premium range, and I'm using a 7-inch blade today. Yeah, so that's the scissor there. We're going to start in the back. Are you ready, Sinead? We're ready. You got nothing, eh? Have I asked you before how you got that scar on the back of your head?
Yes.
How'd you get it?
My parents dropped me as a child.
Now we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
Parents dropped you. I got dropped too when I was a kid.
It's okay.
So I'm working through the back here, taking vertical sections. We're doing graduation. Sinead actually has quite a pronounced nape, so I just want to make sure that my graduation is heading towards a 90-degree angle, which is obviously layering, because I don't want to make it too wedged there in the back. Today I'm filming on a few different devices. The first one, we're streaming live to YouTube on a iPad Pro using the front camera. So the reason why I like to use the front camera is so I can see where I'm at in terms of on the screen. I'm pre-recording to upload to YouTube later on my iPhone X. Unfortunately, Jimmy was unable to be with us today. He had a family occasion, and remember, family's always first. So we're recording it ourselves, which I think it's probably obviously better when Jimmy's able to come and film it, but I think this is okay too. Alright, so I've done my first section. Now I've taken the section just up around about 2 centimetres below the nape. You guys can see there, I'm just spinning a little bit more. Yep. Geez, it's busy out on the street today.
It's a really nice day.
It is a nice day. I had to pull the blinds down because it's like a fishbowl. Everyone's having a look in, see what was coming on. For those of you who don't already follow me on Instagram, we've got almost 100,000 of you guys following me on YouTube. Only 30,000 of you following on Instagram. I'd love to try and get those numbers closer together. So if you're not following me on Instagram, head over and hit that follow button, and also go and check out Sinead's page. You'll find several links to her page on either my YouTube channel, or you'll also find them on my Instagram page, because the amount of posts that I've put of Sinead on my page, you'll be able to find her account very, very easy. Just cross-checking horizontally is always good. And I've also allowed around about 1 centimetre of length for texture. So this is clearly going to get a lot shorter than this still. Like this is not my final length by any means. Right, so now we're going to work around into the side here for the first time, right on the occipital bone area. And I pre-dry the hair if I find that it's getting a little bit flyaway. Rather than use water, I use my hydrosol spray from Matrix. I find it a lot better. Just makes the hair supple and it dries super quick. How you feeling? You wouldn't feel that chill yet. Yet being the key word. Yet. Alright, so this is where I like to get it to. So now get it to a point where I can see how this is going to be shaped in. And now I'll actually cut around here, and then I'll work from here back, and from there back. I've always done it that way. I guess it's, some people say it's called setting markers, giving yourself a guideline, and you'll see how I work that back into this length in the back again. See what happens there. Now this side is the same. It's a guide. What I find is if you cut it through your fingers and give it a little bit of graduation, it doesn't look so harsh and blunt. When you just straight away just cut it around the ears like that, I find it looks a little bit harsh and blunt. So this will leave graduation that we need to remove. Like you'll see the difference when I do this. You'll see a massive difference. You can see in here it's already graduated and soft, yeah? And now it's just a matter of trimming these little pieces out here. See that? Much better. And then this side. You got a nice ears, mate. Lucky because not everyone can see them. The world can see the ears. just put down my 7-inch excellent edges blade and got my 5-inch one, just because I like a smaller, shorter scissor for when I'm doing more detailed work, especially around the ears. You have a little bit more control. So now I've done that, what it allows me to do is it's easier then to work back into the right length in the back here. What I find sometimes happens is we try and get this length right from here all the way around, and then when we get here we're like, oh shit, it's too long. So then you have to start again. So what I do is I start to work this nape area where I think I like it to be. I connect this, I come over here as you've seen, I cut it this way, that way, then I took the graduation out, and now what I'm able to do is this. So I can say, okay, well this is the length I needed on the side. So I've got it right in front of you now, and I can work backwards. Sometimes the things that I do to some are a little bit, I guess you could say, unconventional, but I've tried so many different ways to create this shape, not only to get the right shape for the client, but to make it done in an efficient amount of time. You can see my guide here now. I'm working into my graduation at the back, and I can see that that's now come around in here. I can come back. And I can connect this way. Another mate, there it is there. A little bit underneath there. Done. This will all worry about later on. See that? Looks good. Do I feel short now? A little bit? You actually probably won't notice as much because the entire top is literally going to be almost the exact same length it is, because I want this to be super dramatic. So now that we have the right length, what do you think we can do now? Well, we don't have to do that same process again, so what we should be able to do on this side is to use the guide that we've just created for the other side of the haircut. Chin down a little bit, thank you. to this side again. I'm not going to cut it onto the skin straight away. I'm going to part it in the corner of the ear, just up here. We create our length and shape behind the ear using slight graduation, but the advantage is now I've got a guideline here because I made it on the other side and I brought it across. More traditional, or the way I've seen it done in the past, is you just cut it blunt onto the skin and then use texturizing scissors to soften it. You can see by doing this, you create graduation and you just clean it out. I think it's a far better way of doing it. So far so good. Right, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to dry this off. Look at those cheekbones. Boom! There you go. That's why we go short. Just going to dry this underneath section off first, and then we'll continue. So you can see I've dried Sinead's hair off. It's obviously very, very raw and unpolished. So before I start doing anything on the top, we're going to make sure that these sides are perfect here and that the back is nice. This is going to be critical because this from the ear forward will be slightly disconnected, so we can leave it a little bit more dramatic. I'm happy with the length, but you can see it's very raw. I'm not surprised it sticks out a little bit. I'd blunt cut it, but obviously when I'm done that'll be fine. We mentioned at the beginning of the video, Sinead's mum is Chinese, so her hair obviously is going to stick out when you go quite short. So, but we're going to fix that. Yeah, look at that. Bing. I'm going to take these out so we can resection. Ooh. Just want to make sure now that the balance here is right. So I'm going to show you how you balance the top. So you love this way, yeah? Is this your favourite way, or which way we're going to go?
I think this way. But you cut it.
It goes
this
both
side,
ways.
It goes both ways.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that when we pull this all back, that if we're going to do it both ways, that we're symmetrical in our partings for the sides. So I just want to double check that. Looks pretty good there. Yeah, it's bang on. Maybe a little bit out. A couple of hairs, but the devil's in the detail. It needs to be perfect. Spin you around so these guys can see what's going on back here. Yeah. You can see our sections are here on the side. Clip all this up until we're ready for the underneath. Yep, have a good one. Cheers. Right, so for scissor over comb, back to my 7-inch blade. Something that actually I talk about a lot is the importance of actually using a good quality scissor oil, especially around the clutch or the bearing of the scissor, just so it's travelling nice and smooth. I probably don't oil mine as often as I need to, and that's because I have the amazing Excellent Edges here in Melbourne, Australia, that services all my scissors and makes them perfect all the time. So. Alright, so let's start in the back here, huh? Let's move this around a little bit so you can watch my scissor over comb. Let's just make sure these hairs are where they need to be. So I'm going to go pretty tight, but I really don't want to go so tight that you can start seeing scalp or regrowth. Here we go. Scissors are making light work of very, very thick hair. What's the thought behind the tattoo on the ear?
I wanted it to be somewhat hidden, and I've never seen somebody do tattoo that before. It was more like an experiment than anything else.
How many tats do you have?
Three. No hidden.
So you have to go looking for them, or?
Yeah.
Alright. Getting there. Far out your hair, Steve. It's amazing. It's amazing how dense the hair becomes when it's shorter. Like even I mean, we haven't done it this short, but we've gone close, especially just down the bottom here. It's the shorter it gets, the denser it gets. Certainly does. It's nice. Why those motorbikes have to be so obnoxiously loud? I've never understood.
It's like,
Because they can. Just always take extra time and care when you're working near someone's ear. I guess there's not a hairdresser out there that can honestly say they've never cut someone's ear. 'Cause I have, although it was a long time ago. I absolutely have. So I'm pretty happy to leave it there for now. Still not finished, but it's 80% there. You can see there's a weight line here, which I'm not prepared to sort of deal with until I know what's going to happen up the top here. Cool. Yes. How you feeling? Are you tired? You go out too late at night, man.
I'm dancing.
She should be dancing.
It's Saturday night. Out on the town. That's what all the young people do, isn't it?
I'm young.
What did you do?
I went temping bowling.
It's cool.
So much fun. What a shocker. I actually used to be really good at it. I fucking suck. I actually used to be really good at it. Okay, so again, another amazing scissor by Excellent Edges. This one's called a Barracuda. I would normally point cut, but I can't hold this and point cut because it's too short. So what I'm going to do is just very gently glide around about 2 millimeters into the length. So I'm not going to go real deep like that. It's just that really about just those very ends that just need some lightening, and I'm just adding some texture and some softness around the ears. So I'm not going deep and thinning the hair out. It's more about just breaking up the density towards the ends. I find that if you go too deep with these, well, not just these, but any texturizing scissor, it can actually compromise the way that the hair sits when it's styled. So this for me is just breaking up that, literally that first 2 mils of length. Perfect. Chin down for me, babe. Thank you. Very rare for me to use these. It has to be a very specific reason for using it, because sometimes, as I said, the effects that it has on the way that the hair sits at the end is not nice. Beautiful. All right, let's go to the top. Grab some hydrosource spray. Already, look at that, guys. Look at him. Look. Look at that. Yes. Okay, so let's spin Sinead around so you guys can see.
The live has ended.
I think it's an hour and it ends. Okay, so now we're going to get to the top. So what I want to do is comb all the hair to the side, and then we're going to push it back this way. So I want to see where that crown is naturally. And there it is there, look. That's how I find the crown. And although there's many, many other ways of doing that, it's the way that I've always found to work best for me, so that's why I do it that way. So we're going to work on this first. And we're going to find the length. So we're going to find the length like this. Chin down a little bit. Take a smaller section. We're going to project it back out here. Just push it forward there, just a touch. Project it outwards, let's take a little bit more. We're setting ourselves a marker again. And we're doing it to over direct. So the hair's falling out, so we go to there. Keep working all the way through to this stationary guide. until we run out of hair, making sure that we're cutting on a horizontal plane. So if I spin Sinead around this way, we don't want to do this. We want to make sure that we're cutting on a horizontal plane. So we bring it the sides, we bring back up to a horizontal plane. And if they fall out like that just did, then you leave it there. Don't cut the sides off yet. Almost run out. Come the last pack. Cool. So now you can see in the back here, we've just cut that because I want it to be quite pronounced. Then we're going to layer this into the back once we've cut the length on the top. So this will all get done as we bring the sides in this way. Yeah? So spray. Love this stuff. Must go through a few bottles a week. Side length. So now that we've done the back, comb this all the way to the side. Yeah. Vertical section. Get a guide straight through the middle. using our guide going straight through the top. And we select a new vertical section, I carry over half of the previous cut section so that I make sure I'm following my guide, and this is a mobile guideline, so we're cutting horizontally to the scalp. We want to make sure that we're going all the way to the sides of the head, and I'll show you what I mean when I get to the last section, so you can see what I mean by going all the way to the sides of the head. Just got on this angle so you can see. So when I mean going all the way to the side of the head, you want to make sure that when we're doing this last section, that it's actually over the side of the head. Let me just check to make sure I do. Yep. Then we'll take the next section. Yeah, I missed it a bit. And then when I mean going to the side of the head, so it means that we're actually going all the way to the side of the head, so straight up to here, not bringing it back into the middle. And we do the same on the other side. It's looking great. I love the silhouette. Super cool. Now this is where I'm going to start over directing it. So remember I said I wanted that little temple area here to be disconnected because I want it to be a little bit modern. So this is where we over direct to. So this is where it stops. Now, all you need to make sure that you do is that you're following, I'm on the right angle, you're following that, there we go, the right angle, because we want to make sure you don't go chasing the hair that's underneath here, because you're missing it. And you'll see, once I do a few sections, you'll see why that is because this is where we actually start to create, it's disconnected, but you actually start to create a diagonal forward line. And if we start trying to angle our fingers down to above the ear there and blend it in, you're going to cut all the length away, which is not wrong. It's just that you're going to lose that drama. We want it to be disconnected in the front, so it looks a little bit different. You can see how now it's starting to come down like that in the front. always say it, when you run out of hair, don't go chasing it. Can you see now? See this line that I've created coming through here? So this, you got to comb this all the way over here, everything, the whole lot. And we cut it there on that plane, and then we repeat and do the same thing on the other side. So this, there should be probably nothing to cut, if anything, just a little bit. Yeah, and you can see there just a tiny little bit. And that's how you create that flow. So when Sinead wears it on this side, it looks like that. When she wears this over here, flows down longer. You see that? Then we're going to do the same on the other side. Someone wrote a comment on my last video, why does it take you so long? Pretty much because I'm going slowly so you guys can follow. Normally a haircut like this for me in a salon would take, excluding the shampoo, so I guess from the time someone arrives to the time they walk out the door, I would say probably 45 minutes max. Which I think for an experienced stylist is pretty standard. However, I wouldn't say that faster is better. I would say that provided that you're able to create the shape and you're able to be accurate, if you can do it faster than that, congratulations. But I know that faster seldom means better when it comes to everything in life, really. Except cars. Cars.
Motorbikes?
Yeah, I'm not really into motorbikes. I've got a Vespa.
Yeah, different cars.
Yeah, motorbikes is, I don't know, it's not the same. Cars are different. Cars are they're far more engaging.
Less terrifying?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I've lost a couple of mates on bikes, which sort of turns me off a bit, obviously, but so you can see now through there, we've got the same line as what we created on this side. If I just comb that back, you see that? Same. So now we're going to dry it off, and then we're going to do some dry cutting. How's everyone going on YouTube live? You all still with us? Oh, I've had a few drop-offs. Sinead, we're up around 500 before. Maybe we're boring. You reckon we're boring?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking boring. Are you serious? How much fun we are?
Live video.
Yeah. Okay, let's dry it off a bit. Trust the funnel brush. So I can find it. There it is. My favourite paddle brush at the moment, made by the one and only Glam Palm. Get over to my website and buy one. These are amazing. And clients always say how nice they feel on their scalps, which I think is pretty important, especially when you're wrapped drying hair. Sinead's Pixie is half done. Woo! cheekbone. Wow. Wow. This is a game changer, Sinead. This is a new level. Could you be the next Pixie inspiration on the internet? It's amazing. Everyone's commenting how beautiful you look, darling. So, I like to dry it off and have a look, and then you'll probably see that I'll wet it down again a little bit more. But I'll show you why. It's because what we need to do now is we need to connect this to this. And you can see the texture that's created through there, and I love the drama of the disconnection. It's too thick, so for me it's now all about texture. So if Sinead wears her hair this way, she might want to tuck this to soften on this side, or she might want to, if I can just grab my comb, she may want to actually pull this all over this side and wear it quite sort of biased. So I think for me, when I cut pixies, I like to give my clients options in styling. So you might want to wear a little bit softer, so once I've texturized it, you'll see better. She might just tuck that behind you, because I spoke about this being the disconnected part. This has to flow into the back, which is why I directed it back to here. And then that side opens the face up. You can see that, yeah? So then on this side, you know, it looks like a more traditional pixie on this side. And again, it's because I've used this hair blended into here. No one can see the undercut. And then most women, because we are not symmetrical, when you part the hair on the opposite side, you actually look completely different. And I know that this is the dramatic side for Sinead. So if I just quickly, I don't want to get into styling too much because we're not finished the cutting, but if I just quickly blow this up that way, you can see now that makes it look completely different again. It's just because no one's symmetrical, we're different on both sides, but all we're working on now is texture. The length is perfect, the disconnection will soften. You can see when I pull that forward, the disconnection will soften with texture. Yeah, now it's all about texture. Unlike when we did the back and I used texturizing scissors, the Barracuda, we used this before, which is amazing. The Barracuda, you can grab them on the website if you like. And for those of you in the US, you can take advantage of the strong American dollar and save yourself a fortune. We're going to only texturize the top and the sides using point cutting intelligently, yeah? That is incredible. Look at that cheekbone. Booyah. All right, here goes nothing. Head to the side, baby. Texture time. So again, you've heard me say in my previous videos that texture must be put into the hair the same way as the way you've cut. So we cut through here horizontally, yeah? So I'm not going to go now and texturize vertically because I'll ruin my shape. So I'm just going to move this camera for you guys a little bit so you can see. I know you guys have seen me do this before, but for those of you who haven't, about 1 centimetre in, making sure that we don't chop sideways and go nice and slow. It's really important that you do this accurately, otherwise we're going to break up our cutting line, our design line. We do want to break up our cutting line, but we don't want to change the shape of our hair. And if you start going in this way, like chop diagonally, you'll actually break all this up. You don't want to do that, you just want to soften the cutting line. just done this little back quarter, and we're going to move into the side. Big shout out to all the people who have been commenting on the last series of videos I did. Thank you very much. Your feedback's important, so I know what sort of things you guys want to see. I know a couple of you guys were saying we want to see more short hair, but for a long period there, all we were doing were short haircuts, and I was getting inundated by people who are wanting to see more commercial long haircuts, especially that work with balayage and ombre techniques and foiling techniques, because that's what their clients are asking for. I think it's important that we have a balanced skill set. So you just don't want to be, competent at short hair. You want to be able to do great long haircuts as well. And one of the things that I used to hear from hairdressers when I was training was a really awful, what would you call it? Cliche. Is it not a cliche? Is it a cliche? It might be. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they used to make statements like, well, there's only so much you can do with long hair. It's like, well, actually that's not true. You've got more hair. So the more hair you've got, the more you can do, right? So I found that in my city, Canberra, there was a huge demand for ladies who wanted to have beautiful, long editorial shapes in their hair without having the restrictions of having classic layering and things like that. So I started to develop a new series of dry cutting shapes, which I've now shown you on my channel. And those haircuts are probably the most requested haircuts that I get in my salon, because not everyone's as confident as Sinead. And hey, let's be honest, and I don't mean to offend anyone out there, but not everyone can wear their hair like this either. And I think it's important to have that conversation with your clients, because if you don't be honest with them, instead of being able to provide them with a solution to their look and their hair, you're going to actually create a problem or become a part of their problem. So it's really important you be honest. So we'll try and do some short haircuts for the next couple of videos, but I'm going to try and keep it balanced. So I'm going to try and have an even representation of short and long hair, because I think it's important that you have a balanced skill set. You just don't want to be known for just doing one thing, especially if you're building a team or a clientele or a salon. You want to make sure that people know that they can come and have any haircut they like. Not everyone's going to be talking to having an Adam Ciaccia Pixie cut, which I'll probably, now I'm saying this, it's going to be a contradiction, but this week in the salon has been Pixie week at Access, because I've actually had maybe, oh man, I think I had like at least a dozen ladies come in that all wanted short Pixie haircuts. They were all, some of them, one of them was a regular client, but I've had a lot of people who are travelling from all over, from Sydney, from Melbourne. I've had a couple of people who have actually come from overseas to see me, so like flying from other countries to come and see me, which is always really nice. So thanks to all those people, if you're watching, for making the effort to come down under and say good day and have a haircut. But yeah, this week's been short hair week, so after me just having a bit of a rant about how long hair is important, I did a lot of short hair in the salon this week. But it's generally I would say 70, if I break it down like this, so 40% of people would have haircuts that are below or on their chest or longer. 40% would have anything between collarbone and bob, and then 20% of what I would say short is when you can see the ears or the jawline. To me, that's short. Yeah, so when you say short to a hairdresser, they mean like what I've just done to Sinead short. So back to the texture, you can see what's happening here in the sides. We're just starting to get that beautiful blend. And you have to be patient with texture. And I'm lucky enough to run around Australia with the most amazing company called Matrix. And I get to train hairdressers within the Matrix network. And a lot of them want me to teach them how to texturize hair. Well, I can teach you the do's and the don'ts, in my opinion, but texturing is actually a feeling. And I think that's one of the things that makes a haircutter's style really personal, is you actually have to have You know, it's like I look at Sinead and I'm like, I'm not groping her and being gross, but I'm just like, nah, still feels like it needs a little bit more. It's a feeling. It's not even a visual thing to me. So I need to be able to get my hands through there and feel like it's getting a little bit lighter. That's amazing. Woo! Sinead Carpenter! You're on another level today. Another level again. You can't grow this before December.
December.
Yeah.
It's December.
I might do a photo shoot in December and you might mean my hero short haircut. Then after summer I'll let you grow it, I might leave you alone. It's starting to feel right now for me on the sides, almost. Yep, now I'm working through the middle. I'm staying away from the front. Have you noticed I've left the front fall out? Staying away from the front because you need sometimes weight in the front of the hair so that it allows you to go left and right so you can push it both ways. If you make it too light in here, sometimes you can get into a situation where it just constantly falls on the face. So I'll let the front sort of drop out there and just work through the top. Now I'm going to cross-check horizontally. Then we're going to look at that. Not perfect after all. Let's give it a blast, get that cut hair out. Woo. How you feel?
Light.
You look amazing. So you had your hair this short before. The only thing we changed was that. That's it. It's almost identical. It's just here. But look at that side profile. Fucking hell. What do you guys on YouTube think? Yeah. Let's be honest though, it's easy to make Sinead look good. Alright, let's close this up. Okay, so we've dried it off. Obviously we've gone through now and done all the texture. And then what I do is I start looking at distribution. Distribution is the most important thing in a haircut. So I start looking at how the hair's flowing. So I might want to create like a swept fringe through there on Sinead's hair. So we're able to do that. Let me just come in close for you guys so you can actually see. It's extreme closer. So let's have a look here. So we might start to look at, okay, well, distribution for me is where the hair starts to separate. So you can see through there, just pop your head down. See through here, it's starting to part naturally by itself. So this is distribution. So when I pull that back, see what just happened? So if Sinead is going to wear the hair on this side, I'll come back out a little bit so I can get in there. There might be cause for you to say, okay, well, maybe we should adjust this length a little bit, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to texturize it because I don't mind the disconnection. I think it gives it a little bit of a different angle. So it allows to have it soft so we can hide the undercut if you want. Or, as we said before, we can style this and blow dry this coming to the side, put some product in it, and the undercut, we want to wear it a little bit more sort of like a stronger look. Yeah? Okay, but distribution, back to distribution. So, we're just going to have a look at how much will actually go to each side. So, even though I've just tried it, we're just going in from a height, give it a little mist because it's starting to be a little bit static. I'm going to pull this back, and you see this hair here, when we pull this back, so that will go over there, you can see that that will stay, but these ones here won't. So that will definitely, but these ones here won't. So distribution is easier to deal with when it's dry. So if we just put the head down to the side, you can see that part. So these long ones here, they really don't have any reason to be there. So I'm actually going to blend them in with the sides, because if Sinead wants to wear it a little bit closer to the middle, she'll still have all this hair to tuck. And this sort of like when she goes to wear this to the side, that little bit that's fallen out, it won't go there. So we need to make sure that that's not looking like hair that was missed or what really happened to that, yeah? So I'll just make a little adjustment there. I'm going to do that with texture. So I'll spin around again so you can see. But this time, we're going to texturize on top. So when this sits in there, you see what just happened? Show you guys. Getting this in here. You see that? So we've just given it a place to sit. We'll just use vertical graduation. Trim that in after it's texturized. And we have to soften. Now we go all that scissor over the comb. Let's give it a nice polish up. And make sure it's perfect. Next on edges, barracudas. Again, we're just going in about 2 millimeters into that hair. I don't want to go deep and thin it out. I just want to soften the cutting line a little bit. And this is not about blending in your scissor over comb, or if you've not done it accurately and you can see little marks everywhere. If that's the case, you pull your straight blade out and you re-polish it up. This is literally done just to soften the hair as it all fits together. Yeah? I'm much happier with the distribution on that side now. Okay, let's do the other side and then we'll be finished. So let's see how this is sitting now. So let's say this is a finished look. Here's how Sinead's wearing her hair. It's a bit fluffy there because I've stirred it up. It won't be that fluffy. So we go back to this distribution. You can see that hair that naturally wants to go back, and now when that sits there, it still provides us with some softness. But if she wants to wear it all the way over, all this hair that we've left out will comfortably sit there. You don't have any little bits hanging out over the edge, yeah? Cool. All right, let's go to this side. This is how we check the distribution on this side. We did the same thing. So first things first, we have to make sure it looks good this way. And it does. And then we're going to comb this forward again. And then we'll put Sinead's head forward and we'll see where the distribution comes from here. So this will go over there. The reason why I do this is sometimes, and I was one of the people who used to do it, I used to just do like just a standard sort of triangle shape in the top. So you start here and end up out here, and that was just it. And I just realised, well, one size doesn't fit all, and that doesn't necessarily work for everyone's hair. So just from like being quite experimental and playing around, I realised that you actually can see distribution patterns if you take the time to sort of explore that. So I'm now confident that all that hair will stay there if Sinead wants to style it that way. And just these little pieces here, I'm just going to tuck behind here. Yeah, I think that'll work. So I don't think we need to cut anything on that side. I think if she wants to wear that, it's soft. Now let's see how much of this will go over. Just a tiny bit, like the tiniest little strip of hair right through here. I'll show you guys how slight that is. Look. See that one little bit of hair? So, no cutting blunt lines now. We bring it to the side, we texturise that in. Young mate Barra, the old Barracuda, looking great. And that's a distribution done. Beautiful. All right, so distribution's done. I'm happy with that. Now it's time for a final polish, because I really want to get these sides and the nape looking super perfect. Down a little bit, perfect. Nice. People watch us on Instagram realise they're in the street. They come by us and say, "How you going? How you going, mate?
What's going on?
How you going, mate? G'day, my name's Ian from Australia. How you going, mate? How you going?" All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of freehand texture with an amazing scissor called a Crocodile, again made by Excellent Edges, Australian product. And this is just a little bit about creating some movement in the hair. So this is always underneath. You can see me just going through, sort of lifting some of that hair out a little bit, just to give some texture. Make sure it's underneath, not on top. We don't want to create any sort of lines or chatter marks. And Sinead's haircut is almost complete. I could sit here literally for 2 hours and just scissor over comb this to perfection. Because for me it's so therapeutic. Scissor over comb is probably the most therapeutic part of cutting hair ever. I just love it. It's like polishing. I just love seeing those tiny little shards of hair come flying off and the massive difference it makes. All right. I think we are ready to unveil version 3 of Sinead. I don't know if they're watching, but they're often people who've come to Australia as tourists, and they come down to Canberra, because Canberra is the capital city of Australia. They drop in and say g'day. It was really sweet of you guys when you do that. Sorry, I can't stop and talk for very long, but it's always nice to know that people love and respect you enough to drop in and give me a handshake and have a photo, and those things are really cool. So just one final cross check. That you can see I'm just going through there, checking my graduation, making sure it's perfect. These haircuts, like I said, I pride myself on things being really accurate, and you can't do that if you rush. All right, let's style it. Yes. So yummy. Jump up, give it a shake. Leave the tape on just so I don't get product on you. We'll style it and then I'll take the tape off there. Okay, so where haircut's done, I'm just going to, on using cold air, we're just getting all that cut hair out. Sometimes when you texturised hair, it can take a little bit of getting out. We don't want to have a client leave our salon and then have hair falling out on their clothes all day. So I just use cold air and a paddle brush just to really shake it up a bit. Grab your hand, get your hands in it, babe. How's it feel? So we're going to use two products today to style Sinead's hair. One is Height Riser, which is what I call like teasing powder. And the second one is the Matrix Matte Definer. It's like a beach clay. So I'm going to get Sinead to do her hair. Is that all right? I'm going to style it for us.
Sure.
Okay. Have you got rings on or anything? No. So you probably only need about this much. So what I want to do is like rub palm to palm, and don't, when you do this, don't just go plonk on your hair. You just sort of want to, this is for the end. So this is just about staying away from the root and just through this hair that moves, creating some definition and texture. So put your head forward and just sort of run your fingers through there, and then you can also rub some through the back in here. I'm just going to grab a mirror while you do that. And then we're going to use a hypervisor. Then we're going to use a height riser to give some texture and hold. Look, clients just do their hair better than us. I don't know why. So now with this is just going to give us a little bit, and if you can again just do exactly what you were doing, and just now scrunch that into your root. And if you feel like it's still looking a little fluffy, we can use a bit more beach clay. But I just don't like shiny products in ladies' hair. It's just not my thing. It's perfect. What about the other way? Let's have a look this way. When the colour is redone in probably 4 weeks, we won't end up with, you can see through here, you can see the darkness coming through a little bit, and sometimes you can play tricks on your eyes and you think, oh, have I blended that in well enough? But it's actually like the contrast, because if you go like this, it's not so bad, but then, you know what I mean? But what I did make an effort to do is you can see this dark line that comes through here and through there. I've tried my very best to make it exactly the same. Which way do you like it better? You don't care?
I don't care.
Does it look good both ways?
Yeah.
I like it both ways too. I think I love it when you wear your hair and it's up off your face a little bit more. Like I like it when it's up like this. There's someone trying to get in the front door. They're already flocking to see the results, Sinead.
So what do we do next?
Perfect. So, because I think we spent some time doing that distribution, you can see that it just works. Like, see how we just used our fingers to get it into place? And it just works. You don't have to actually get a comb out and make sure that, oh, where's my part? Like, oh, is it there? Is it there? You know what I mean? You want to make sure that it can be done with the hands. And that's why it's important to do that distribution when it's dry. Look at your side angle here. Oh my God. Look at the side. Look at that cheekbone. Boom. All right, let's take the cape off and have a look. We'll wash your hands in a sec. You guys on YouTube, stay around. We're going to just wrap up this video, and then we're going to answer some of your questions. So don't go anywhere. Come in, Baylor. How you feel? Look good?
Yeah.
I love it. It's actually better than I thought it would look. Not that I thought it would look bad, but just like I was worried, like I wanted these to really go pop. I'm like, if your cheekbones don't pop, I'll be really disappointed, but they're amazing. Are you hot?
No, I'm just getting the hair.
You got a bit on the back. Just turn around.
Here.
You see them spray, we'll have them closing.
Oh, it's hair everywhere.
Look how beautiful she is. What do you think, guys? Stunning. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, classic Pixie cut. Obviously tailored for Sinead. So the things that I did different is, I don't know if you can see just on the side profile there, see it didn't go real tight in the side. I actually wanted to leave it graduated because this slight little bit of graduation here, rather than going square, really flows with the cheekbone a lot better. So these are things to consider. It's very easy for us as a hairdresser to get in there with the clipper and just buzz that off, and then you actually detract from the face shape. So it's really important to do that. How do you feel?
Good.
Cool?
Good, yeah. It's short, it's very short. It's
It is
very
short. What about the top? It's very sass.
It's okay.
Sinead, you always look beautiful, darling. Always. And thanks so much for coming in. You guys, you have been big supporters of Sinead and I. We've done some pretty cool stuff over the years on YouTube, and this is by no means underwhelming. This is probably my favourite yet. So once again, thanks for tuning in. Sinead, this hug. You're a beautiful, beautiful human and a great friend. And everyone on YouTube appreciates you for giving your time and letting us do amazing things to you. So we hope you love us because we love you. Until next time, guys, take care. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share with your friends. Get over to Instagram, give Sinead a follow. And I've got 100,000 followers on my YouTube and only 30,000 on Instagram. So maybe some of you guys can follow me too. That'd be great. But until next time, it's bye from us. Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap. All right, let's we're gonna just pull this one off. What we're gonna do is move you guys over to where we were just filming now, so we can put that on there, and we're very close up here,
Very close.
and we can go back. All right. So happy to take some questions from you guys now. I'm just gonna scroll back a little bit. Let's see what you guys got to say.
She doesn't seem happy. It's gonna happen.
Oh, you get hammered, poor Sinead. Sinead's always happy. Thanks, guys. I love you too. Angie said you look stunning. Put but in black colour. No?
No.
I'm not a hairdresser, but I love watching your work. Thank you, Jen. We appreciate your support. Yeah, I actually think this is probably my favourite. I really like it. I think you look amazing. So you guys got any questions for us? Give us a shout out now. I've got to turn the chat on so I can see actually, because I don't know what you're saying. Live chat.
Whew.
There we go. In Australia, I charge $145 a haircut. And in the US, I charge $395 a haircut. So thank you, Donna. That's appreciate your feedback. Yes, she does look amazing. Amazing, amazing. Flip it the other way.
Ooh, it is pretty.
Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate it. I can't decide which way I like it better. You stop the hair from falling into the eyes. I spoke earlier. I'm going to edit the video and upload it later. I spoke about distribution, but it's basically making sure you blow dry back. Thanks, Shirley. I appreciate it. If you've got a hairdresser that charges you $6, you're very, very lucky. Because if I was charging $6 a haircut, I'd be homeless. Thanks for the feedback, guys. It's been an amazing day. I can't read from here.
It's really good. You're the man, Adam.
I'm the man.
You're the man.
I'm a man. I'm just a boy from Belconnen.
Why do you have that?
Because it's got the peace sign here on it. Yeah.
Hair brands on the budget.
Hair brands on a budget. Matrix is great value. I think Matrix is amazing. Angie, I will come to Canada. Yeah, thank you. My wife does do a great job. I'll be in Canada. I'll try and get to Canada, but I'm having issues with a visa in Canada, so it's not as easy as I thought it would be. I can't come and work there until I have a visa. Otherwise, I get deported. They kick me out. Then I can never come back again. It's pretty sad. We're going to wrap it up there, guys. If you have any more questions, you can just drop them in the live chat there, and we will get back to you and answer them as soon as we can. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.